Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're back. Also with hats on. For everybody that's the haters, we're wearing hats once again in the house. Can you believe it? It's hard to believe hats in the house. So for everybody that doesn't know, we were chirping on YouTube about comments about wearing hats during the podcast. Don't like it. It's part of the generation. Been wearing them since we were kids. So it just continues. So a couple things to talk about when we start off with a big one. We need a drum roll. This man right below me has just joined the club, not the hair club, the 50 club.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
We just want to wish Ed the very happiest birthday. And what's special about Ed's birthday is he shares his birthday with my son, which is very sentimental. It couldn't happen any cooler way. I only have 2 kids, and neither one of my other buddies have a birthday that day. But if to a better guy, it couldn't happen. So happy birthday, Ed, from everybody and everybody that follows it on the podcast. If you see Ed, go up to him and slap him in the nuts and say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks, man. Well, I'm just going to have to say is I want to wish Carter a happy birthday, and I'm going to say it in Sweat Hog language. Mr. Carter, happy birthday. oh, for all the people in all of our generation that wear hats.
Yep. So a couple really quick things before we jump into emails. I just want to get this out because I know we're heavy with the football. A couple big things happened. Mike Babcock got fired, or he stepped down. Little Columbus Blue Jackets kind of controversy where he wanted to go through the guys on the team, their phones, and look at their camera roll. So the union got involved, and that didn't look too good for his return to the NHL. So that I want to throw that out there. And the UFC merged with WWE for Endeavor, and they already started laying off people. And this supposed to have some movement, maybe. I'm hearing CM Punk. I'm hearing Jade Cargill. I'm hearing other things. The Rock showed up on SmackDown after a long absence, and that was pretty cool. So far, so good with what they're doing, and you know, anything to keep the interest there, and that was you know, pretty positive as far as, you know, the initial splash. Supposed to be some wrestlers getting released this week, so look out AEW if you're going to try to scoop up some crumbs. This could be the time. And what was the other thing I wanted to? Oh, rookie game, Chicago Blackhawks, Connor Bedard, hat trick off the rip. If you guys got to see any of those highlights, fantastic. That toe drag release is nasty. I don't know how he's going to be when he's in there with the big boys hanging all over him, but he looked like he had been playing for a while in the NHL. So I just wanted to get that out, just to keep everybody up to date with the timeline. I try to, you know, put some bullet points, and off we go. So, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Time to go into your bag and grab.
I'm going into the bag, yes, because it is dragging on the ground, because that's what happens when you turn 50. It drags on the ground. All right, well, Ed's email is sponsored by the Broad Street Brewing Company, Whitby, Ontario, Canada. Check out their flagship beer, the Blonde, and their 2 gold medal winning beers, the Irish Red and the Pilsner. And you can't forget about their chocolate milk stout, named best flavored beer in Canada 2019. And not to forget their vodka sodas, hard seltzers, and their hard iced tea. BroadStreetBrewing.com. All right, here we go. This is the email right here. This is the big one. And I mean, it's actually a pretty good one. And I'd have to say, Angie from Dummerston, Vermont, thank you very much. The question is, the title is Women in Pro Sports. Unlike last week's email, I like hockey talk and the content on your Facebook page. My question is thoughts on women in men's professional sports. I'm going to toss it off to you, gentlemen. And I'm going to take the caboose on this one.
Let's start with Brad. Brad's got a different perspective on pro sports down south. So let's start with Brad. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, throw me to the grinder first. Women in pro sports. Here's my thing: if you can compete at the male level, and we're talking about women playing men's sports, not WNBA versus NBA, like not separate women's professional, women playing men's professional. So if you can compete, you can try out, you can make the team and work your way in the hard way from high school to college to pros, or high school to college to minor leagues to pros, and etc. And if nobody's pulling punches and whatnot, who cares? Like if you can make it, you can run with the boys. They're not pulling punches. They're not making special rules to protect you. There have been a couple of hockey goalies that were female. There's been a couple of field goal kickers that were female. And as far as I know, they didn't get any special treatment. So I'm okay with it. Why not? And we can say this all day, but statistically, that's probably not going to happen, right? But I don't have a problem with it. Come on, if you want to play football in the NFL and you can make it, go ahead.
What do you think, Tom?
I don't know. I don't have a problem with them playing, but if they're going to play, they got to expect to get hit, especially like in football, because that right there is the sport that I think will show the biggest disparity in just physical power that the men. I mean, those guys are 300-pound. You're going to have a 300-pound guy hit a girl, a woman. I mean, if they can handle that and they don't mind that, let them play. I mean, this is just local, but I've played with some girls. I played football with a couple of girls. I played baseball, and they were really good. They were better than quite a few of the guys playing. So, I mean, there's no talent-wise, I can see it happening, but I just don't know physically if they can handle the grind. I think they could handle the grind in baseball or basketball better than football easily.
So, as a coach, I've coached boys and now girls. I noticed that there is a difference. It's a special animal as a girl that can make that transition to going from a all-female team to a co-ed and play with the boys. It's just a whole nother level of, you got to have that grit. If you don't have that grit and that sandpaper, you just can't do it. So, I mean, that's at a young level. That's at a totally young level. But I've seen some girls that, all the way up until they hit high school, they play with the boys. And then once high school comes, the parents look out for their safety and they put them in a high school that has a girls hockey program, which I totally agree with. I mean, if you have a daughter that loves to play hockey and she's just not aggressive, there's plenty of girls teams for her to play on and excel and bond with the girls. But if you have that special someone that can make that jump over and play girls and dominate and go into the boys and dominate, it's something special. That's what I will say. And at the pro level, I say, bring it on. If somebody wants to take that risk, it's just, I'm going to kind of piggyback on what Brad said, that there is that little gray area. Do you hit them? If a woman plays in the NHL, and there's been some really good women that could probably play in the game, but if you're that special someone that's looking to just take somebody out, are you that guy that hits, that female, and what happens? Is there a melee after that? Does a girl that travels with an NHL team, does she have her own locker room away from the guys? You know what I mean? It's like there's a side piece to everything with that. There's a lot of moving parts, mentally, physically, for the opposing team too. How do they approach that? Do they play it like it's just another player, or do they give her a pass? Now, if they're giving her a pass, is she as good as everybody else is? I don't know. So that's kind of touching on what Brad says. And with that being said, 9 goals for the daughter this weekend. 9. I even wore the T-shirt just for the
9 times
podcast.
9 times.
9 goals in a weekend.
9 times.
That's playing on multiple teams. But go ahead, Ed.
Well, I first and foremost, let's talk to the goon herself. I mean, 9 goals on the weekend. She's pretty badass, not gonna lie. Now, I will say this, and this is coming straight out of the NASM Personal Trainers Study Guide, and it is a proven fact that has been proven by exercise science research labs that women are 11% stronger. They're 11% weaker than men are on the elite level, period. You cannot dispute that. Now, the thing about it is that first and foremost, I mean, the 4 of us can sit here and say that we've all played with some women that are extremely talented. Okay. I remember playing with a lady that played Little League Baseball. She struck most of us out. What's that now?
Sports? Playing with women extremely talented. You're talking sports, right?
Yes, I'm not talking about Kings Inn type stuff.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Okay.
I didn't want to get off topic.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay on topic. I'm trying to stay on topic. But the thing about it is that when you start to play on the elite level, for non-contact positions, I think, like if you're playing goalie, Mayon Riom, I mean, she was badass. I mean, she was an incredible goalie. She made it all the way up to what?
Tampa.
IHL, American Hockey League.
Yeah, and Tampa. She played in those few exhibition games.
Yeah.
When Tampa came in the league, it's just different kind of animal. But she runs Hockey Canada now, so that should tell you something.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing about it is that and I mean, I will switch, and I'll say it to you like this. I mean, nobody wants to see anybody really get hurt and injured. Nobody wants to see anybody, that type of thing. I mean, there is a physical mismatch when you step out there on the elite, the extreme elite level. So I think that if they have the talent and the physical ability to take it, then that's fine. But the standard should be the standard. If you're great, you're great. Period. It shouldn't be, well, you're good because you're a male, or you're good because you're a female. If you're going to play professionally, the standard is, are you great? Yeah, well, you're great. Period. That's my thought.
All right, Tom. Let's keep this ball rolling, and you want to switch over and do some fantasy picks of the week before we kind of go into talking football?
Yeah, but
all right. So wait, Tom Shitty Picks, drum roll.
Hold on.
Shitty Picks.
Hold on. Before you do that, I want to
buy the shirt.
I want to chirp the chirper. I want to chirp the chirper from YouTube and just say, judging from his handle, he's a New York, New Jersey fan. So I'm guessing he's a little butthurt. He probably already celebrated his Super Bowl victory when the Jets signed Rodgers, and now he's a little butthurt. And if he's a Giants fan, he may have just lost Saquon Barkley for the season, so he's a little butthurt. So I'm going to give him a little. I'm going to give him a little leeway there.
Man, the professor is riled up on a Sunday night.
We
pissing your cereals today.
I've been watching football all day.
I know, but what people don't understand is we're from the generation that we embrace the hate. We don't curl up and look for a crying towel. This is not a soft podcast. These are some guys that have seen some road miles. I'm telling you.
I mean, some of us have seen more road miles than a used puck bag. So
So go ahead, Tom.
All right, getting back on topic. The Tom's
shirt. Don't
pick of the week. Last week, or this week here, I had picked Baker Mayfield. He had a decent day. He threw for 300 yards, had a touchdown. He had 19 points. It wasn't bad. So this week, I'm just going chalk. This coming week, I'm going Christian McCaffrey. They're playing the Bears. I think he's going to roll all over him. I think he's going to have a huge day, probably at least 25 points.
Cool. Yeah. So
nice.
Tom Shitty Picks, buy a shirt, you cheap fucks, and let's get rolling.
He's even wearing a hat on the shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, we don't deviate from the script. This is what we do. This is what we do with 31 episodes in. We're pros. Let's go.
Yeah.
We even brought Brad with us. So, Tom, we're gonna jump into this. Is when you're watching this will be our picks for week 3 of the NFL. What week is that, Tom? It's September 21st.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
All right. So, game 1. Thursday night, the San Francisco 49ers are at home. Actually, I was right. They're playing the New York Giants. So, Andy.
Giants.
All right. How about you, Ed?
I'm going to go with the Niners.
Yep. Brad?
San Fran, baby.
Yeah, I'm going with San Fran. I think, especially Barkley, he was crying on the sideline today. So it's something fairly serious with the injury. So if he's done, they're all done.
I'll have you know, Tom did the tallies for week 1. Ed, you're in the lead by 2 wins. Somebody's in.
Yes, I saw that. Who is winning, by the way? Who's up by 2 wins?
Yeah. And
who's that again? I didn't quite hear that.
Who's in the cellar? Who's in the deep south, I should say?
Hey.
That would be the professor, isn't it?
No.
It's me.
It's Crawfish Brad?
Yes.
Brad.
It is me.
All right, game 2. The Cleveland Browns are at home against the Tennessee Titans. Andy.
I'm going to take your Titans because you got the hat on.
Damn straight. Ed?
I'm going to go with the Titans, man.
All right. How about you, Brad?
Titans, but not because you're wearing a hat, because I think they're gonna win.
I know the truth. Don't worry. I won't say anything. Yeah, I'm going with Tennessee. I think Cleveland, I think, is overrated. All they are is defense. All they have on offense is Nick Chubb. I have no faith in Deshaun Watson.
Aren't you
All
in third
right.
place?
What's that?
Aren't you in third place?
I don't know after today. I've been keeping tabs today, so I might be pretty close to you there, son. All right.
Oh,
Game
you're
3.
calling me son now?
Well, I am older than you.
That is true. I can't fault you for that. Yeah, you know, you are older than me, you old bastard.
Yes. Game
Get your
3.
wheelchair out, fucker.
Detroit Lions are at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Andy.
I'm going to take Barry Sanders and his new statue and the Lions.
How about you, Ed?
I'm gonna go with the Leons.
All righty. How about you, Brad?
Falcons 2-0. I'm gonna go with Falcons.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Detroit, but the Falcons are on my shit list because they screwed me today. I purely for fun, I had a bet going and I lost because of the field goal they kicked late in the game. All right. The next game, the Green Bay Packers are at home and they're playing the New Orleans Saints. Andy?
I'm going to take Kenny Blair and the Saints.
All righty. Ed?
I'm gonna go with Archie Manning and the Saints, please.
All righty. How about you, Brad?
I'm gonna pick Green Bay on this one because they're playing. You said
Man,
they're playing at
get-
home, Lambeau.
You're gonna
Yeah,
get
great.
killed
Yeah, they're
at work.
playing in Lambeau.
You were gonna get killed at work. Bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers.
I'm going with the Saints, but if Aaron Jones can come back and play next week, I'll take Green Bay. I would have taken to Green Bay. All right. Next game, the Miami Dolphins are at home and they're playing the Denver Broncos. Andy?
I'm going to take Dan Marino and the Dolphins. Let's go.
Ed?
I'm gonna go with the team that formerly known as the Mark Super Duper and Mark Clayton. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins because it kind of goes against with what happened this afternoon because Denver almost came back right there at the end and beat the team formerly known as the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, that was a good one. Brad?
Fins all the way on that one.
Yeah, that's a clean sweep. I'm going with the Finns too. All right. Next game, the desperate Minnesota Vikings are at home and they're playing the LA Chargers. Andy?
I'm going to take James Lofton and the Chargers, please.
All righty. Ed?
I'm gonna go with Skull, please.
All righty.
That'll be the Vikings.
Brad?
I'm waiting for the Chargers to do something. Both teams are 0-2. Somebody's got to get that W. I'm going Bolts. Bolt up.
Hey, guess what? Wouldn't it be funny as shit if they actually tied? That would be funny.
Yeah.
I'm going with Minnesota only because they're home.
Yeah.
And next game, the New York Jets playing at home against the New England Patriots. Andy?
Let me go with Mosi Tatupu and the Paps.
All righty. Ed?
I'm gonna go with a team that before there was Tom Brady, there was Tony Easton and Steve Grogan. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
Brad?
Yeah, Jets didn't look that good. I think Garrett Wilson might be hurt. Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going. That's another one.
Man, I still wish I worked with you. I'm telling you to hear that come out of your mouth.
I'm going with the Pats. I can't. Zach Wilson they need to somehow find a quarterback. All right, the
Hey,
next
Colin
game.
Kaepernick he's still available.
Yeah, Washington Commanders at home versus the Buffalo Bills. Andy?
My man, Scott Norwood and the Bills. Let's go.
Woo!
Ed?
I'm gonna go with
Wide right.
Bills.
How about you, Brad?
That was the helicopter that did that, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna pick any NFC East rival, so the Bills.
Yeah.
Bills Mafia.
I'm going the same way. Buffalo, they're just too strong. All right, next game,
So
the
Tatanka
Jacksonville
it is.
Jaguars. What's that?
So Tatanka it is.
Yes. Jacksonville Jaguars are at home and they're playing the Houston Texans. Andy?
Give me the Texans because I know absolutely nothing about them.
All righty. Ed?
The team that used to have Mark Brunell as the quarterback before he went bankrupt.
Brad?
Yeah, toilet bowl of a game, Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm going with Jacksonville as well. Like, they could have scored any points today. They could have beaten KC, man. They had that game. All right. Next game,
Well,
the Baltimore
KC
Ravens.
was a pretty good team, just for the record, by the way.
Yeah, they are, but they got no receivers. That Pat Mahomes is man on his own island with Kelsey.
Too many Coors Lights for Patrick Mahomes, you know.
Yeah, Baltimore Ravens are at home versus Indianapolis Colts. Andy,
Ed Harris and Ravens.
all righty. Ed,
Ravens.
how about you, Brad?
I think Richardson has a concussion, right? So
Yes.
Ravens.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the poor guy, man. He's going to have to change his style 2 games into his career. He's 2 games and he's already been hurt twice. All right, the next game, the Seattle Seahawks are at home and they're playing the Carolina Panthers. Andy,
Give me Jim Zorn and the Seahawks.
Ed,
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks myself.
how about you, Brad?
Yep, 12th man.
Yep, I agree. I'm going. Plus, I'm a little biased. There's a kid from Wareham on Seattle on their practice squad, and so I'm going to go with Seattle. Next game, it's the Kansas City Chiefs playing at home against the Chicago Bears. Andy,
Give me the Super Bowl shuffle and the Bears to block, Tom.
all righty. Ed,
Who are the Bears playing again?
KC,
Who?
Kansas City Chiefs, baby.
I'm gonna have to go with KC, man.
Yes. How about you, Brad?
Yeah, Kansas City.
Yeah,
How
I
can
think
you not?
it's going to be a blowout, I think. Next game, Arizona Cardinals are at home and they're playing the Dallas Cowboys. Andy?
Oh boy.
Don't you do it.
Give me Danny White and the Cowboys, please.
Wow. All right, Ed?
I can't believe I'm saying this. I just can't believe I'm saying this. But I'm gonna have to go with Tony Dorsett.
Yeah. Brad, I know your answer.
Already know. Already know.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go for the clean sweep. I'm taking Dallas. I think Arizona's the worst team in the league. I mean,
Worst.
just look at them today. They blow a 21-0 lead to the Giants. All right. The next game, the Las Vegas Raiders are at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Andy?
Give me my man, Cliff Branch, and my old school Raiders.
All righty. Ed?
I'm gonna have to go with the team that used to formerly have John Madden as the coach and Ken Stabler as the quarterback. That would be the Raiders. Thank you.
All righty. Brad?
I don't think the Raiders are that good. I don't think they have any kind of home field advantage. I'm waiting for the Steelers to kind of show up. You know, it's going to happen once they all start clicking. I'm going with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm going with Pittsburgh as well. I think that the offense is going to click. They haven't played yet this week, but I got faith in them. All right. The next game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at home and they're playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Andy?
Give me Mike Quick and the Eagles, please.
All righty. Ed?
I'm gonna go with the team that used to have Harold Carmichael and Brian Dawkins. So I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles.
Brad, I know where you're going with us, but I'm going to ask you.
The team that shall not be named is going to lose to Tampa Bay. I'll leave it at that.
All right. I'm going with Philly. They haven't really played a good game yet this year. I mean, they played decent, but they haven't put it all together. I think this is the week. And the last game of the week, the Cincinnati Bengals are at home and they're playing the LA Rams. Andy?
James Brooks and the Bengals, please.
All righty. Ed?
I'm gonna go with the person. I'm gonna go with the Icky Shuffle before Ronnie Lott came up and knocked the taste out of his mouth in the Super Bowl.
All righty. Brad?
Hey, the Rams are rolling. Don't sleep on the Rams right now. You go with the Rams.
Yeah, they played tough today. I got to give them credit, but I'm still taking Cincinnati. All right, that's it, AC.
So, so far, how are we looking for this week for week 2, Tom? Do you got a quick update for anything?
Yeah, so far this week, Ed has 10 correct. Brad and I both have 9. And AC, you're bringing up the rear. You've got 3.
3?
You've got 3.
Not that bad. Hey, what's wrong with you? We're not talking We're not talking real sports like hockey. We're talking about a sport that's fixed. Christ's sake.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh
Haven't they run
man.
the commercials that they're fixed? Haven't seen those yet today.
So we got about 10 minutes left. I just got the alert. So Tom, you want to hit us with album of the week?
Yes, Tom's album of the week is brought to you by Perkins Street Records, located at 53 Pope's Island, Unit 2, New Bedford, Mass, or online at purchasestrecords.com. They are Southern New England's largest independent record store. All right, this week, my album of the week, I am going with The Offspring and The Smash. It's their third album. They released it in 1994. 13 songs on the album. Some of my favorite songs on it: Gotta Get Away, Something to Believe in, Come Out and Play, and Self-Esteem.
Thoughts on that album is came around at that great time where music was kind of transition, No Doubt was taken off, Korn, Limp Bizkit, all that stuff. But if you look at the body of work with them, the first two nobody talks about. That one is the one that gets airplay. And then after that, they turned into like a goofball band. Like all kinds of dumb songs. It's like I don't know what happened. Bad management, bad drugs. I don't know what's going on. Thoughts on?
MTV.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just that's one of the bands I never saw when they came around, but I can't put a finger on what happened to them. Like as far as they just went off the track with all kinds of like goofy, like poppy, rap, rocky stuff, and Fly for a White Guy, all that stuff. It's like, huh? What happened? That album's got some really good riffs on it. It's even got Raven's theme song on there, right?
Yeah.
Come Out and Play.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, well, that's not a telltale sign of what happened. I don't know what is. They play at least 5 songs off that still today on classic rock radio, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think that early '90s era, that was like bands were making it big underground when you still had mixtapes and stuff like that, and then they made it big on radio. And it was like as soon as they got on the MTV, they had to play the music producer, the label game, whatever the label said, to stay relevant. And like I agree with you when you said that Pretty Fly for a White Guy, and I don't know that. I hope they're not going to be remembered for that album. I hope they I would love to see like a resurgence of like that early '90s music. I think Creed's actually back together again. So,
I think
this is the greatest era of music.
The only band that really came out of that era unscathed was Green Day. They kind of got on that train that everything they kind of touched, like the Chili Peppers were kind of, radio friendly, and there was like at least 2 hits off every album after that. But I think those earlier Green Day albums, like that Dookie album, when that came out, that's even the one after that, that Green Day put out was really good with Geek Stink Breath on it. And I'm trying to think of some of the other ones, but that time of music was weird. It was like everybody was trying to latch on to something, and there was really nothing going on because nobody was talking about metal. The hair bands were all like, guys that were going bald, only listen to them, stuff like that.
Were they wearing hats?
I think how many times did we get in trouble going into clubs when they said you guys got to take your hat off, and we're like,
oh man, that was a thing. That was a thing,
right?
Yeah.
Got nothing going on. I don't want to go out and get dressed up. I want to go out and listen to music and look at hot chicks. That's what it's all about. So, Ed, thoughts on that album real quick before we get some shout outs going?
I'd have to say is that I agree with all you guys. I mean, that was a really weird time of music, I mean, like think about it, is that hair metal kind of was on the way out. There was a time there was Metallica was coming up, and there was, I mean, even if you look at the bands like Van Halen, they started to get soft. They kind of leaned more towards like, hey, let's talk about feelings rock and roll versus smoking, drinking, and looking at women, that type of thing. I mean, when I say that, you have to understand the time that we grew up in. That's what you did. You talked about it. That's how you did. I mean, David Lee Roth, man. Hey, how come you stop running? Because the ice cubes fell out of my glass. That's the type of. I mean, if you don't understand that thing, in the mentality of like what we grew up in, then our typical word of 2 words, we have it for you, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta say, the guy, the lead singer, Dexter Holland, man, he's kind of amazing, dude. He's got his PhD in molecular biology. He owned Nitro Records before he sold it, and he's got his own hot sauce. So Gringo Bandito, he calls it.
Oh, maybe
So
we
guy-
should maybe we should come up with a 1973 podcast hot sauce.
There you go.
There you go. I mean,
Yeah.
all right, whose kitchen are we going to make it into? I
don't know.
mean, that's
We'll have to put Brad on that one. He's from the deep south.
Yeah.
well, I mean, that is true. He is the
Got
only
it.
person that is on this podcast that was born beneath the Mason-Dixon line. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just gotta let him know we won. Sorry, Brad.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. The North won. They should have won. Let's establish that right now. No argument for me.
We're too far removed from that. So
Yeah.
real quick, we got 3 minutes. I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody that watches. Keep watching. Good, bad, or indifferent. We're here, and we're gonna just keep having fun and yucking it up at least once a week for you. And we'd like to see these views get up to around. We're at the 100 mark. We'd like to see them go up to around 200-300. I threw out a couple best ofs this week. More to come with that. That's a slow train right there. But Ed, you got any quick shout outs? We got like 3 minutes left.
All right. Well, I won't take up to 3 minutes. How's that? So thank you very much for everybody wishing me my 50th birthday. It's amazing how I made it 50, turns around the sun. Jeff, I hope you feel better. Nothing like losing about 40% of your kneecap because you decided to kick a tree. Anyway, and then thank you very much, Portuguese Phantom. Thank you very much. It's very true with what you put up on Facebook. Very fun, very funny. And just want to say thank you very much for everybody. And thank you very much for BrockStreetBrewing.com. We really appreciate your sponsorship and Purchase Street Records. So thank you very much. Thomas, kick it away.
I want to give a shout out to the haters because even though you're hating, you're still watching. So you're helping us. You're helping us out. So thank you.
Yep. Right down here. Right down here.
Down
Brad,
where?
Down there.
Down
Brad,
where?
quick.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to shout out Purchase Street Records. I did check out your website, but I have adult ADHD, ADD, I don't know what they call it. Also not diagnosed. I'm just saying that because look at your website. You have a great selection. Unfortunately, I keep getting distracted and I haven't bought anything yet, but it is gonna happen. Can't wait to get some real high quality vinyl from you guys. I'm not a vinyl aficionado. I have a lot of weird shit, but I do like listening to some old school records. So
One quick thing about Purchase Street, they do have some unbelievable selection of records some bootleg stuff I've never seen before out on CD and stuff like that. So whatever you're into, they'll have it, Brad, guaranteed. And the shirts that they make, absolute on fire shirts. Their shirts are fantastic. They're great, and they're all limited edition. You got to grab them when they're up there because they go up and then they come down. So with that being said, here's 31 in the books, fellas. We're gonna keep this train rolling. I know these guys want to watch football. I gotta relax after a lot of road miles, a lot of rinks this weekend. So we're just gonna see you next week. Watch our picks, see how well we do. I'm due for a bounce back. It's all up here. It's all up here. So for these bozos and me, we'll see you next week. Later.
See ya. Happy birthday.